Hey everyone, and welcome to my channel. My name is Theolyn Francis, and if it is the first time that you're watching one of my videos, thank you so much for tuning in. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. So today I'm going to be talking to you about your purpose. Whether you are purpose driven or fear driven. There's some times where we have to make choices in our lives, whether it is regarding our family, whether it is regarding our career or relationships or friendships. We have to make choices. And oftentimes we find ourselves making choices that are based or stemmed from our fear, where we are afraid of doing certain things. We are afraid of failure, or we are afraid of taking the risk. Sometimes we are even afraid of responsibility, so we tend to take the easy way out. Or sometimes we are even afraid of being alone, so we make decisions based on that fear instead of making decisions based on the purpose that God has for us. So I find myself in a position whereby I really want to pursue my studies further. Yet I'm stuck with two options. I'm stuck with this huge decision because I know that the decision that I make now is ultimately going to impact the rest of my life. But when I really thought about these two options, I had to think about whether I am fear driven or purpose driven. And when I looked at the one career path that I was considering going into, I realized that I was only considering it because of fear. So I have this fear that I'm not going to provide for my son as I adequately feel that I should. I often feel that I'm going to be a failure as a mother. And I was thinking about going into this career path because I know that I will be successful in that career path. And I know that it would be easier for me to pursue it, and I would actually make more money. So that for me, because I didn't want to be a failure, I didn't want to be seen as a failure, I was considering going into this particular career path because then I would be seen as successful. So for me, I didn't want to really pursue it because I enjoy it. Yes, I find it a little interesting, but I'm not really passionate about this particular career path. So when I looked at my other option, I knew that I have so much desire and so much passion for it. However, a lot of people know that in this particular career path, not a lot of people are actually successful. People don't pursue this career path to gain money, but rather to be impactful towards humanity. So I'm a humanitarian at heart also, and I really feel that God is leading me into this particular field. So I was thinking, okay, do I study this or do I study that? But then I had to stop and realize that I need to equip myself for the purpose that God has for me. And that is why I made the decision to actually study, do research and study, and go into this particular field where I know that God has a purpose for me despite what society says. Now, some people might find themselves in the same situation where you know that God has called you to be an actor, or you know that God has called you to go into the sporting arena, or you know that God has led you to become a pastor or led you to become a musician, and that is the career path that you know that you need to go into. Yet there are so many times where society says, but you're not going to make a lot of money, you're not going to be successful, or that career path is oversaturated. Why do you want to go into that? Why do you want to become a makeup artist? Why do you want to become a lawyer? Those sort of things. Yet you know God has called you to go into that particular field. Yet you also double-minded, thinking that maybe I should rather study something else where I know that I I know that I will at least have an income, sort of a thing. So today I want to encourage you, don't take the easy route out and be driven by fear. the fear of not making it, the fear of not being successful, but rather go out and pursue God's purpose for your life. Yes, it's going to be difficult. Yes, there will be times of uncertainty, but I can promise you that it will be so, so rewarding to go after the purpose that God has for you. It's so rewarding to do everything being driven by purpose, knowing that you want to accomplish the purpose that God created just for you. I mean, I always look at purpose being as your handprints, and I make this example always. Your handprints are unique to you, so your purpose is unique to you. So God wants you to touch the earth with your unique purpose. He wants you to touch the earth with your unique fingerprint, because it is only you that God can fulfill that purpose through. So even maybe you're also not stuck with the decision to with a decision regarding your career path. Maybe you're stuck with a decision regarding relationships. I for one also have been battling with this, where I also had a fear of being alone, and I had to overcome that fear, because if I had been driven by my fear of being alone, I probably would have been in an unfulfilling relationship by now. But I understood that God has a purpose for me, and that I can't just be connected to anyone relationally at the moment, but I should wait for the person that God has for me. So that is another example of how you should pursue God's purpose for you, instead of being driven by fear, instead of allowing your insecurities to cause you to make a decision that you most probably will regret later on. So I hope that my little short message has encouraged you to really think about the situations that you might find yourself in. Instead of just making that decision on a whim, really think about it. Am I being driven by fear, or am I being driven by my purpose? Do I want to just fall victim to my fear all the time, or do I want to be liberated, knowing that I'm pursuing the very unique purpose that God has for me? So I want to encourage you to always pursue the purpose that God has for you. Always think about your purpose whenever you need to make a decision, whether it is regarding your family, whether it is regarding your career or your relationship, or even your health. Always think about the purpose that God has for you, and I can assure you that thinking about your purpose is the best way to go, and that God will just bless you, and you will reap the fruit and the harvest of pursuing the purpose that God has for you. So thank you again for listening. I hope that you were encouraged, and please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. I'm looking forward to seeing you again in my next video. Bye.